Welcome back to Times of Refreshing. I'm your host, Toya Kole. I'm so glad you can join me once again on this broadcast. I hope you're doing great and I hope you're keeping safe. I really want to say a big thank you to everyone that follows us on all our social media handles. God bless you. We're very grateful. And if you have not liked our page on our Facebook, Instagram, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I want to encourage you to please go ahead and do so today. It's just Times of Refreshing with Pastor Toya Conley. And you should also click the notification button so that every time our broadcast comes, anywhere you want to watch us from, you can know that we have a broadcast on. So this month is Autism Awareness Month and Autism Acceptance Month. Awareness in the fact that we have to keep shedding so much light on autism so that the world will see it for what it is and be able to help people on the spectrum. And also acceptance in the fact that some of the children or people on the spectrum might have to live with this disorder for their life, but that doesn't mean they will live a life that is below standard. Because autism is not a stigma. Autism is not something that will make us just overlook people on the spectrum. Autism Spectrum Disorder is a disorder that poses challenges in the areas of social skill, areas of communication, and repetitive behavior. People on the spectrum just have their own wonderful, different ways of communicating, of relating, feeling the world around them. When you understand it, you'll be able to know that there's a lot that children or people on the spectrum can do. All right, this month we'll be talking about autism spectrum disorder, especially amongst children of school age up to, middle school and high school. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this is my area of, expertise to a level that I can talk about. I might not be able to talk so much about the adults on the spectrum, but if you do have any question about any age of people on the spectrum, please send the questions or put the comments in. If I do not know what to do about it, I will definitely look it up or get an expert to talk to you about it. Like I said, it's a spectrum. And what it means to be a spectrum is that it varies. See, people with autism, people who are on the spectrum, do not always exhibit all the symptoms of autism spectrum disorders. Some, it might just be in their speech. But there are some people on the spectrum that actually have a lot of symptoms. And depending on the symptoms or where people are on the spectrum, you will see at times some intensity when it comes to autism. So this month, I want to talk to us about what to look for when you need to seek for help. I want to talk to us about early intervention. I want to talk to us about how to help our loved one on autism spectrum disorder function even in the society. And I want to talk to us about also the fact that when we pray about anything, God answers us. So I don't want you to miss any of this broadcast so that you can glean something. It might not be for you or for any member of your family directly, but it might be for somebody you know, somebody you love, somebody in the sphere of your influence. You might be able to offer just a little bit of help for them. And I like to say this because I've worked with a lot of wonderful children on the spectrum. A lot of children on the spectrum are quite savant. That means they are very intelligent. I've worked with 3 years old who can read everything off the wall, no matter how big they are. I've worked with children who out of the blues will begin to tell you things that only people in probably doing their graduate studies can know. I see this as gifts in the life of these children. People on the spectrum are just people who has unique ways of learning, unique ways of relating, unique ways of doing things and seeing the world around them. So let me just talk about some of the things to look for today. And I hope you join me next time to be able to see other things to look for. And let me stop to say here that I cannot diagnose anyone. I am an educator. I can only put down my observation and let parents know and advise parents the next step to take so that they can be clear about what is going on with their wonderful children. I had somebody spoke to me sometime, way back. She came to me and said, every time I call my child does not respond. And I'm like, okay, watch your child a little bit and talk to the pediatrician. The lady did not wait for the second time to tell me. When she saw that this continued in the life of this wonderful child, she picked up her phone and called the child's pediatrician, who now referred them to see somebody else. And from there, they were able to get a diagnosis and they were able to work with the child. So I want to say, whatever symptoms you see that you know should not be there, whatever developmental milestone your child should have attained and your child has not attained it, it might be a good thing to talk to your doctor. Don't be worried about every little thing you see, but it does not hurt to talk to your child pediatrician and mention what you think you notice, and they will be able to explain it to you further. I want to say that speech is a very, very great part of, communication. And there's the receptive speech and there is the responsive speech. That is, a child is spoken to, and you will see that the child has received it. If the child does not receive it, the child cannot respond, or anybody at all. So you need to watch out for that too. When you talk with your child, what are the responses? Are there any responses at all? Is the child making words? There are stages where the child should be able to say like some few words, and there are stages in developmental of a child, of a young child, while the child should be able to string words together to make sentences. Are you noticing that in your child? I do not want you to panic at all. If you're not noticing that in your child and you think your child should have been doing that, you can talk to your pediatrician. They will look into it. Most times it is nothing. But at times, it might just be because you have just discovered something. And what do you need to do? You need to seek early intervention. Because I have so many people in my lives that have passed through our program that are functioning so well, that their speech developed and they are able to communicate well. While there are some other people on the spectrum that they need more than just speech. But I want to stop here so that next week on Times of Refreshing, we'll continue on what to look for, like repetitive behavior, fixation and other stuff, so that you know exactly when to talk to your child's pediatrician. I want to say today, early intervention is key. When you get a child into early intervention, it would help them to know exactly how to relate, how to communicate, and to be able to handle situations. Until next time on Times of Refreshing, I want to say a big thank you once again for staying tuned. Take care of yourself. Make sure you like, make sure you share. Make sure you invite somebody to like. Make sure you leave your questions and your comments. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.